I think we're set. I'll take a deep breath, and I've asked Jean Tackett to come and pray for us today. Jean, would you come, please?
Good morning, everyone. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for all the blessings you give us each and every day. We thank you, Lord Jesus, for what you did for us, gave us salvation. Lord, we also thank the Holy Spirit this morning for guidance. He's the one that leads us in making proper decisions and go on the right track. So we just pray, Lord, that you'll be with us today as we hear our guest speakers give their presentations. And most of all, we really appreciate the crew that put this event on. Sylvia right at the top of the list. And we thank you, Lord, for all that you do for us. We pray these things in the precious name of your Son, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jean. Okay, before I introduce our speakers, I do have a disclaimer which applies to all of our classes. The companies we have come to speak are not the only options in their field, and we are not expressly endorsing them. They are, however, companies that may be helpful to you in finishing well. These speakers have graciously accepted our invitation to speak. We are happy to have them share and help us learn about the options which are available to us in Green Valley. Today we have 3 speakers from 3 facilities. They are Cynthia Valencia from Silver Springs, and she has, their company graciously provided the cookies over there today, so thank you, Cynthia, for that. We have, I know you like the cookies. Allie Mendez from Arroyo Gardens is here. Thank you, Allie, for coming. And then we have Tyler and her family from Villa Rosa, and they brought goodies over there too, and also they have lemon trees on their property, so they made fresh lemonade yesterday, so be sure you take advantage of that. So since we are recording this session, it will be available on our website in a few days if you'd like to watch it again or if you want to share it with a friend or neighbor. As a reminder, all of our past presentations are on the website. The website address and directions for finding our presentation are on the back of the brochures. And there are some brochures on each of the tables if you need that direction. And if you need more, I've got some up here in the front too. So our first speaker today is Cynthia Valencia. Come, Cynthia, and speak to us.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy to be in company of 2 of my very good friends, Allie and Bryce over there. This is different, standing at a podium. I think I am very animated, and so this is going to be really difficult for me as it will be. I'm sure it's probably going to kill Bryce. So I'm with Silver Springs. I've worked for Senior Resource Group for 5.5 years, and I love that company. I actually waited 6 years to get my position with them here in Green Valley. I live and breathe Senior Resource Group. We are Silver Springs. We have 22 different locations. The company itself in 1988 was honored to be one of the very first companies to have every community owned and operated by them as an accredited senior living community. The accreditation is really, really important. When the state of Arizona would go into a community and do a survey for the property, they're looking at about 1,600 aspects of daily operations. When CARF, which is the Commission on Accreditation for Rehabilitation Facilities, comes to Silver Springs, they look at 2,300 daily standards that we have to meet and have valid proof and support that we're meeting those expectations. In our little community, we are led by 7 managers. I think we have a consecutive or a total of 78 years between us working through senior industry. And we've got a wonderful team. We have team meetings every morning, and at the end of our team meeting, our dining room manager, Mark over there goes, "Go team." We have, the reason why I wanted to work for Senior Resource Group, aside from the accreditation, is that it is truly a desire to create environments that enrich the quality of people's lives. When we have somebody who moves into our community, it's just a new chapter, it's a new journey, and it's fun, and it's supposed to be community and welcoming and new opportunities to do things maybe they thought that they weren't able to do any longer. Our youngest resident in the community is 59, and our oldest resident in the community is 101. We have several people in their 70s, and average age is about 82 if you take out our 5 youngest and our 5 oldest. I just told you about CARF, so I'm gonna through. I have this presentation, actually, I started to hand it out to some of you. It's on my table over here, the entire printout of the presentation for you, which also has our floor plans and our pricing in it as well. This is number 2 reason why I wanted to work for Senior Resource Group. Genuine hospitality is something that is very important to us, and that in my almost 20 years of doing this job, I've worked in some communities where oftentimes the knee-jerk reaction would be to say no. Can the transportation take me here on an off-transportation day? And I've seen them say, no, we don't do that. At Silver Springs, we're not allowed to say no. We're supposed to say, let me see what I can do. Let me look into that. We've taken people to the airport. We've taken people to important medical appointments in Tucson on an off-transportation day. We've had the certain performers come and perform. Just for one man particularly, he wanted to have the Manhattan dolls there. They're pretty pricey, but it was his birthday and we made that happen for him. So we don't say no. We say, let me see what we can do about that. That's genuine hospitality. Genuine hospitality is also getting to know our residents. So when Mrs. Johnson comes into the dining room in the morning, the staff who's serving her already knows what she likes. She has the same breakfast every day for the last 8 years that she's lived there. So by the time she goes in, they're already written down her order and putting it there. In our beautiful community, I know that many of you have been there before or may have had friends that are there. It's gorgeous. Silver Springs is right on the second hole of the Torres Blancas golf course. The original intention for the community was to be a golf resort. That never happened. Actually, the first 9 holes of Torres Blancas is a Lee Trevino design. Whoever the golfers out here know that. Well, Lee Trevino got into a disagreement with the developers and pulled out of the project. At that point, the first 9 holes were completed and our community was completed. So it's lovely. It doesn't look or feel like a senior living community. It feels like you're living in a resort. And I'm not a great salesperson. I just really want to live there. Well, it also, what you'll find inside is 2 libraries, the beauty salon. The beauty salon is actually PS salons, and they're open to the general public. If you go in there, ask for Carlos. He is gadabout trained. He's wonderful, and he does there's 2 stylists, and they're terrific. They're open from Tuesday to Saturday, but we do welcome people from Green Valley. We have a swimming pool outside. It's not the biggest pool, but it's great for water aerobics, which they'll do 3 times a week during good weather, and fulfilling that need. We have a small fitness center. We have a personal trainer that manages our fitness program. She's phenomenal. There's a woman who had moved in, and she hadn't gotten out of her wheelchair in 2 years. Now, this is a disclaimer, too. I can't promise this for everybody, but she hadn't gotten out of her wheelchair in 2 years. She was able, for walking purposes, she was able to transfer, go from her wheelchair to bed, and from bed to chair and chair to chair, but working with our personal trainer and with her licensed physical therapist, she walked out of Silver Springs. Like literally walked out. She gave her 30 days notice because she's now well enough and strong enough to go into an independent living community that's near her son. So she left us and we celebrated that. We have walking trails and we have a little store in there. We've made very good space of all our cute little alcoves. We have a beautiful living room with a fireplace where we'll have happy hours, and then we have that entertainment room in the back end of our community, the north end of our community, that hosts all kinds of parties. We just had a birthday party for a really nice man who turned 90, and there were about 100 people celebrating that. So here's some images of our community. That's an old picture of the salon. It looks much better now. Our swimming pool. In independent living, our community is licensed for independent and assisted living over the entire property. So you can move into our community independently, and more than half of our population is independent. And then as time passes and you might need some help, we all will. They do not have to move to assisted living. They stay where they are, and we provide assistance in their apartments. That's the number one reason, especially couples, because if you have one spouse that does not require assisted living and the other one that does, you won't be separated. You stay together in your home. For our apartments, we have 6 different floor plans. We go from studio to 2-bedroom apartments. I think I want to say 432 square feet of a studio apartment to 862 feet of a 2-bedroom apartment. We've got walk-in closets in every apartment. We're one level, and every apartment has a patio. It's nice. Open your door and have the breeze come through. It's lovely. We've got all of your utilities included except for your cell phone, your telephone. So most people have cell phones, but if you wanted to have a landline, you could. But independent living, you would have 2 meals a day, whichever 2 you want, despite what that brochure or paperwork says. It's really whichever 2 meals you'd like. Our dining room is open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Breakfast is served until 11 to 7. You have all kinds of choices. For breakfast, there's 17 choices. For lunch, there's 20, and for dinner, there's 24. It is delicious. That's one of the first things people say when they come for a tour and sit down for lunch, which is available for any of you. You can come in for a lunch tour, complimentary lunch, and the food is terrific. But be careful. The national average weight gain when you move into senior living is 8 pounds over 3 months. At Silver Springs, it's 12. Our apartments come also with weekly housekeeping, which includes linen and towel services. So we provide the bed linens and towels for you. The housekeepers do a wonderful job. They clean your whole apartment, your restroom, your kitchen, and then they also will sweep your patio for you. They do a terrific job. We have scheduled transportation included, which is huge. A lot of people, maybe you just need transportation. There's a misconception that you lose independence when you move into a community like ours. You really gain independence. You don't have to rely on a neighbor or a friend or anybody else for your transportation needs. You're scheduling your transportation, we're taking you. We even do medical transportation appointments to Tucson. You have more time to enjoy the things you really enjoy doing. You don't have to wait around for the housekeeper. You don't have to wait around for the gardener to show up. You really do gain independence when you go into a community like that. We have a 24-hour emergency response system within our community as well, too. So if you're single and your adult children are worried about you and you have, or between neighbors, you have that call check-in system, we have that in our community. It's in the form of a little button that people would push in the restroom. If you don't push that button by 10:30 in the morning, you're gonna get a phone call. If you don't answer the phone, you're gonna get a knock on the door. Assisted living services. So typically, there may be a hospitalization. You're independent, you're living there, you're enjoying all the amenities and programs that we have, and something happens. There's a change of medical condition. If you ended up in the hospital before you even got home, our nurse has already either gone there to see you, or she's communicated with the hospital staff, the doctor and nurse that's taking care of you. If you need assistance services, they will cater a program specific to your needs. And that doesn't mean that you're always going to be on assisted living. Maybe it's just to get you through that hump. But we do carry our residents all the way to end of life. The only thing we do not have is memory care. We also provide medication management for individuals. I forgot to take my blood pressure pill this morning. It would have been nice if somebody knocked on my bedroom door and said, "Here, Cynthia." But we do medication management, and we do medication management only. And that's really important as well. So you might be able to shower yourself and dress yourself and manage all of your personal care needs, but you need a little bit of help because you're taking 37 different medications. We can do that. We can do medication management only. Or the opposite side, you can be on assisted living services. You need some help getting up and going in the morning, but you're still just fine taking your medicines on your own. That can happen as well in our community. This is the name of the program where the hospital goes and meets with you, or the nurse goes to the hospital and meets with you. That's called a SURE. It's a program that we have company-wide. The national average for rehospitalizations, I think right now, Allie can probably tell me better, it's probably over 20% for anybody over the age of 80. In our company, it's around 9.7% right now. Because we are doing this, we're going to the hospital, we're checking on how you are. If you tripped over the area rug, it's going to be gone and rolled up in your closet when you return. But we're doing all of these things to make sure that you do succeed when you return from the hospital or a rehabilitation stay. The art of dining. For our community, I told you that our dining room is open for 12 hours from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have different programs that, if you're a diabetic, we can't stop you from eating pecan pie. We can't. We can encourage you not to. We can say, maybe you should have this instead, but you make your own choices. And there's so many choices to make. So we have people who live there who are gluten-free, who have low sodium diet needs and other restrictions, and they are absolutely able to navigate the menu because there are so many choices. There is room service. If you are not able to physically go to the dining room, there would be no charge for room service. If you just want to stay in because you want to watch your show on TV, then they'll charge you $6. If you go to the dining room and pick up a meal and bring it back to your apartment, it's $3, and that's for the packaging. You can have guests come in, because this is your home. So you could live there and have guests come in. We have a woman who just hosted 29 members of her family that were there for no special reason. She's got a beautiful family. She's the oldest sister of 8, and so 29 family members were there. I'm sure that was a pricey bill because I can't do the math in my head, but it's $18 a meal. But that's everything, your entree, your drink, your dessert, your everything. And everything at our community is made there as well. We have organic vegetables and nothing from a can. Our soups are made from scratch. The food is delicious. Pastries are made there too. There is our dining room, and there's the bar. We actually have 2 bars in our community. Cocktails are important to some people. In the top right-hand corner, you've got the private dining room. We have 2 of those, so for small family gatherings or friends, they could reserve the private dining rooms at no cost. Zest. Zest is the name of our activities program. We have a very well-rounded, robust activities program. We're not going to have 30 people show up to every activity that we do because maybe they have various interests, right? But we do have a wonderful program, and we're trying to reach everyone. If we see that somebody has all of a sudden become a little introverted, we're going to go and check and see what's going on. Maybe they're just bored of what we have. We're going to do something else. There's a woman who lives there. When she moved in, she wanted to play Rummy Cube, and nobody at that time played Rummy Cube. Now they play 3 times a week. Yeah. So, but we found that out, and we got it started for her. The Zest program has everything. We have educational programs, we have spiritual programs, we have creative programs. There's live music almost twice a week with our happy hours. At happy hours, they will provide you, if it's okay with your doctor, 2 complimentary cocktails and appetizers, but they cut you off after 2 drinks. And the music that we have, it varies. It's different. It's not the same person they're singing every week. It's really, we try very hard to find different entertainers. I forgot the best thing. Also, your apartment comes with Green Valley Recreation membership. Going back to when I told you that the community was built to be a resort, it's in our property deed, but Silver Springs pays that. We pay a whopping $58,000 to GVR every year. Our name should be on the side of that pickleball court, right? But it's not going away. So you have all of the benefits of the programs and activities that we have to offer, but you also have GVR, which just complements that. And when there is an educational program or a music program here that GVR sponsors, they try very hard to have those performers go to Silver Springs for our residents that cannot utilize their membership. The power of we. The power of we is about how it's community. When you go into Silver Springs, you feel it. You feel this welcomeness. And we are so honored to work in the homes of the people who live there. But the people who live there, we're truly, genuinely connected to. I know every single resident at Silver Springs. I know most of their family members. I know what they did for a living. I know where they're from. It's just a really, and everybody does, not just me. Like all of the employees there, we really try to connect with each other, and that's the power of we. It's community. It's not just a place to live. And hear it from them. So if you do come in and you take a tour with me, you can ask any single person that walks by you, how do you like living here? And that's really important. It really is. Pets are welcome. That's our map. It looks like a big, beautiful butterfly, right? You come into the living room, there's courtyards that go to the dining room, but you can get anywhere in the building by staying inside the building. That walking path on the outside of the community is just under 1/2 mile. Our prices. So no secret, senior living is not cheap, but you get a whole lot. You really do. I can tell you that our biggest competitor is La Posada. The room rates are relatively the same. The apartment rates are relatively the same, but we are just month to month, which is nice. So there's no big buy-in. There's a one-time community fee of $4,000. Here are our floor plans. The 2 larger apartments usually have a good wait list. So I encourage you, tour now. If you think, well, I don't need this, everybody thinks I don't need this, right? But if you're planning for 5 years, then tour now. Take a look at all of the communities. See what is out there for yourselves. That way, should something happen, because it only takes one fall, right? Should something happen, you'll be prepared. This program is wonderful, but actually going in person, that's what you really need to do. And that's it. So the printout of this, I have quite, if anybody has any questions, but to let you know that the printout of the presentation is right there at my table. I started to pass it out, and I got halfway before it was time to speak. So does anyone have any questions about art? Yes, ma'am? I'll announce your question for you.
Trying to come on, there it
There.
is. Okay, so I just wanted a clarification when you talked about hospital readmission rates. I assume that is some sort of standard of within so many days after you come home from the hospital, you have some reason that's related to what took you to the hospital in the first place that put you back in. Is that what that means, a readmission rate?
Yes, yeah, the real base of our economic struggle with hospitals and rehabilitation facilities and doctors for that matter is because the hospitals are penalized when someone is discharged and then comes right back within a week's period. Is it a week, Allie? Yeah. Yeah, 10 days. Allie knows that part of the world better because she came from a skilled background. So the national average being over 20%, what that means is anybody over the age of 80 that goes to the hospital for any reason, the chances of a return to the hospital within 10 days is over 20% because there's no programs or services like home health care for physical therapy and occupational therapy, or they're stubborn and don't want to go to rehab even though maybe they really should, or there's whatever obstacle in their home created the fall, it's still there. They're going to trip over it again. So in our community, in our environment, you have the nursing department, whether you're on assisted living services or not, that is communicating with the hospital to make sure you have the proper durable medical equipment, that you do have home health lined up for physical therapy, and that maintenance and the housekeeping has pulled the rug and put it in the corner until we can talk about it. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do you need to pay extra for physical therapy and working out with a trainer? And are there other things that are above and beyond that monthly fee?
So your monthly fee, the list of amenities are in the printout again, but your monthly fee covers like your meals and your housekeeping and your transportation and the entertainment. If you have a licensed physical therapist that's going into the community to work with you after a hospitalization, that's going through your medical insurance. Our personal trainer has 3 fitness programs a day that are group programs. She's wonderful. She knows who to tell to push a little harder and who to say you slow down to. But that is part of the programming, so that's included. If you wanted a one-on-one session with her, then it would be an additional $20 per session, which is dirt cheap for a personal trainer,
Yeah,
really.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Schematic of the floor plans, I can see that the studio, the kitchen is smaller than Plan B or Plan C, but could you describe the average kitchen, what is in it, whether they're standard size appliances or apartment size?
Yes, of our 6 floor plans, the studio and the smaller 1-bedroom apartments have kitchenettes. It's going to be a mini fridge and a sink and a microwave and cabinets because we're doing your cooking for you, really. In our larger apartments, our 2-bedroom apartment and that 1-bedroom plus den, those are full kitchens, oven, stove, full-size refrigerator, microwave, counter space, more counter space. No dishwasher. And the next question is going to be laundry facilities. So we, with our weekly housekeeping, we provide linen and towel services. There is a laundry room at the end of every hallway. So in that map where So there are 4 different laundry facilities that residents who choose to do their own laundry will be able to use, and it's never a problem. We have right now 45 people that are on assisted living services. We do their laundry for them. The amenities that change between independent living and assisted living is that laundry service. We'll do the laundry for people who are on assisted living. They have a pendant that they wear around their neck, and they push the button if they need anything. And then we have 3 meals for people who are on assisted living, and it's 2 meals for people who are independent. The good news for the couples is if Mrs. is on assisted living, then Mr. can just throw his laundry in with her. We also will do laundry for $25 a load. It's only $75 a month, I think, is the monthly charge that they'll do if we do your personal laundry for you. I've been trying to bring my laundry there and pay the $75 and they won't do it.
Could you tell us what additional charges there would be, like for medication setup and so on?
Yes, let's find that. So we have 4 different categories for assisted living. There's assisted living light. That's typically that showering assistance and dressing assistance. And then as your needs increase, we're based on a point system. I have this printout for you as well, but you're based on a point system. We carry our residents all the way to end of life, and so somebody maybe on hospice services would be looking at that level 3 level of care. Medication management is $625, and then the second person fee is $1,050. We do accept animals. There's a one-time fee of $500. And again, we're just month to month. And we have many people who live there that maybe have long-term care insurance programs, and then I educate people who are veterans or survivors of veterans that there's a benefit also, which Allie can also speak to that, and I'm sure Bryce could as well.
One more quick thing, since you said month to month, I assume that you don't have any kind of program where a person's rent is not adjustable for some period of time. If you have month to month, it theoretically could change. I mean, every time you have a rent increase, everybody's rent is going up, right?
Our annual rent increase for the apartment would be on the anniversary date of your rental agreement, and last year it was 5%.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you.
And now we have Allie coming from Arroyo Gardens.
That cute baby was my grandson, by the way.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. So I'm going to start off by apologizing. My laptop said it's too cold and did not wake up this morning. So I do not have a presentation for you today, but I do have a ton of handouts and all the information I'm going to talk about in folders on my table over there. Ooh, she wasn't kidding about these lights. So my name is Allie Mendez. I am the community liaison at Arroyo Gardens here in Green Valley. I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. We are a senior living community here in Green Valley. We are locally owned and operated. We will celebrate 10 years of being open this June. So we will have our 10-year anniversary this year, which we are super excited about. Arroyo Gardens here in Green Valley offers 3 service levels. So we have assisted living, independent living, and we also offer memory care. We are broken up into kind of 2 communities. If you've ever been into Arroyo Gardens, when you come in, everything on the south end of our community caters to our memory care, and everything on the north end of our community caters to independent and assisted living. One of our mottos is aging in place. So for us, if you come in independent or assisted, you're all commingled together. Everybody lives in the same area so that if the time comes and you roll from independent to assisted services, you stay in your same apartment. All of the care is brought to you. The only time a move would come into play is maybe if you have a significant change in condition or needed a higher level of care. That's when we would move you down to Casa Bonita, which is our memory care unit. So I'm just going to touch on both of those sections a little bit individually. So in our independent and assisted living, we have 56 apartments. We have 4 different floor plans. We have studios, 1 bedrooms, and 2 different 2-bedroom floor plans. Of course, everything's just based on availability. Like Cynthia said, it's always good to just kind of come in and get a good idea of what each community has and offers just because of those waiting lists. For us, determining whether you are independent or assisted, or even memory care, everyone that comes into our community gets what's called a pre-admission assessment. This assessment really determines where you land, if you're safe to be independent, or if you fall under that assisted umbrella and need just a little bit of care, or if you are memory care appropriate. So one of the things that we don't do is allow you to decide where you're going to live. We want to make sure you're safe as possible, and in that receiving the appropriate care. So our pre-admission assessment is part physical, part cognitive, and we also do a medication reconciliation exam. So during the assessment, it allows us to know if you're fully independent, safe to be on your own, or if you fall under that assisted umbrella and maybe just need a little bit of assistance with showering, toileting, dressing, whatever that may look like for you, or if you are memory care appropriate. And the way we determine that is what's called it's a mini mental, it's a cognition assessment. So to live in memory care, you don't necessarily need a diagnosis of Alzheimer's or dementia. It really is for us just a cognitive assessment to determine if you're safe to be in an apartment on your own. We're all about continuity of care. So we do end-of-life care. We have people who come in and assisted, and then all the way up to memory care. So that continuity of care is super important. With that, we bring in home health. So Cynthia touched on this. If you're needing any PT, OT, ST, we would bring in a home health agency, which is covered. It's 100% covered under your Medicare benefit. So there's lots of agencies in Green Valley that do home health, Beata, Angels Home Care. So if we felt maybe a little bit of therapy would be beneficial to you, we would bring in that home health PT or OT under your Medicare benefit. We also work with a lot of hospice agencies in Green Valley. For us, hospice is just another layer of care. It really is just a great resource for you. I know people think, oh my gosh, hospice. I have residents who've been on hospice for 2-3 years. It's just another layer of care for us. They cover a lot. They have their nurse that comes in and their aides that come in. I think I have somebody who had a family member here that was on hospice. It really is just, it's an additional layer of care. I think I touched a little on medication management. So in our assisted and independent side, we do offer medication management. Again, you would just have to pass that medication exam to let us know what you take, how much you take, and that just lets us know that you're safe to take it. On the memory care side, it's set up a little bit different. So memory care is what we call directive care. Directive care is just one-on-one 24-hour care where we're able to anticipate your needs. Our memory care has 28 private studios, so it's all private studios, private bathrooms. It's broken up into 2 pods, so there is 14 studios in each pod. The great thing about being privately owned is our turnover rate for staff is less than 2%. So staff assignments on these units are continuous. So it will always be the same caregiver, the same med tech assisting them, so that they're able to get to know our residents with cognitive deficits on a more personal level, and that really helps anticipate their needs. On this unit, we don't have levels of care. So directive care is just the highest level of care that we offer. It includes everything. So it's hard to put a level on someone with a cognitive deficit. So you receive directive care, medication management is included. As far as our amenities, they're the same through all levels. So independent, assisted, memory care, all of your amenities are the same. So you get all 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Our dining room is open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. You just come down at your own leisure. If you have guests, you don't need a reservation. They're just welcome to come with you. All of your utilities are included. Cable, Wi-Fi, landline, electricity, Wi-Fi. It's an all-inclusive rate. You get weekly housekeeping, linen, and personal laundry twice a week. You have covered parking if you're still driving. So all those amenities change, no matter, or stay the same. They don't change. Wherever you are in the community, whether you're independent and then go to memory care, your amenities are all the same. It's all still covered. One great thing about Arroyo Gardens is that all of our caregivers are certified. So every caregiver that comes into our community has completed the certification through the state of Arizona, as well as memory care training. So in June of 2025, the state of Arizona passed this regulation that stated all directive care communities must complete a memory care training. It's a 12-hour training. Everyone in our community has completed that training, whether you're kitchen staff, you're housekeeping, myself, memory care, we have all completed that training, so that, if for any chance we're down in the memory care unit and there is any interaction, we would know how to interact with those memory care residents. So we do have all that training complete, and it is annual, so we do that every year. It is about a 12-hour training, I believe. One of the things that's kind of new to Arizona is that we're working with that's in our community is called SCAN. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of SCAN. It is it's a health plan that is specific to senior living communities. So I know, what's a good way to say it? So it's kind of like a Medicare Advantage replacement plan. So say you come into Arroyo Gardens and you don't have a primary care doctor, which in Green Valley is pretty common. So one of the things that we offer is this service called SCAN. SCAN, I believe, is in our community, La Posada, and the Villas, but it's a health plan out of California, and what they do is they provide a nurse practitioner in our community twice a week, as well as have an on-call person 24 hours a day. SCAN is such a great resource. We have an assigned nurse practitioner. Her name is Mary Jane, and she's in our community on Mondays and Thursdays. And it's amazing because she visits all of our residents in real time. If there's any issues, changes in condition, maybe we need a medication change or a urinalysis or a lab draw, all that can be done in our community in real time. It's also been amazing for our memory care unit. Obviously, residents with cognitive deficits, it's hard to get them out or get the medication changes that they need. So SCAN has been a great resource for our memory care residents. They see them down there twice a week. It's just been wonderful having her on our campus to treat and see residents in real time. On our assisted living side, we have 3 levels of care. So I touched on memory care being directive care, so it's all levels of care, full care. Our assisted living offers 3 levels. Those levels will be determined by that pre-admission assessment that I touched on. So say maybe you're not quite full care, but just needing a little bit of care, whether it's standby assistance for showering, toileting, dressing, or if you're full care, those are able to be accommodated on our assisted living side. The way we keep up with those levels is we do what's called a care plan. So everybody that comes into the community that's receiving services is built this care plan. And this care plan is what we give our staff to let them know what your needs will be when you get there. So the care plan specifically is extremely important down in memory care, just so we are able to anticipate their needs. And the way we keep up with that is we do care plan meetings every quarter. So every quarter we get with family and the resident and we say, this is what we're seeing, this is our recommendation. And then for our assisted residents, we do those care plan meetings every 6 months. Of course, if you're having a changing condition in real time, we would schedule one right away. So that's kind of how we keep up with your care needs. Same goes for independent living. So if you're independent, not receiving any services, but maybe we're noticing a little bit of forgetfulness or you have a fall, we're able to set up those care plans to kind of assist where needed and build that care plan for you. Everybody that comes into the community gets a pendant. It's very much like a life alert. That's our call system. So that's our 24-hour call system. So on top of the care plan where the residents have caregivers coming in at those assigned times, you also have your pendant for any emergency as for our independent residents. So they're not on service, not receiving anything, but say an independent resident has a fall, they would just hit their pendant and they would have access to a caregiver to come assist them right away. One of the things that's new to Arroyo Gardens, and I did pass these out on the table, we have a new fall alert system. It was put into our community in June of last year. It is called Help Any. It is a 100% AI-driven fall alert system. So this is a company out of Sweden. There's only 5 communities so far in the state of Arizona that have it. It is a system that is already built into your apartment. So it looks like a fire alarm. It's a little white round system that goes on the ceiling, and there's one in the living room and one in the bedroom. And it's all AI based. So what this does is it alerts our caregivers who have special phones that they carry with them 24 hours a day to any movement in their room when there shouldn't be movement. So say it's 3:30 in the morning and we have a resident who shouldn't be using the restroom on their own and it's telling us they're moving from the bedroom to the restroom, it allows us to go and check on them before they have a fall. This AI system has been amazing. In the first month, it reduced our falls by 80%. So it's been a great system. It's set up in our memory care unit and in our assisted and independent side. Since it's all commingled, it's also in the independent rooms as well. So this, I did pass out some. So if you wanted to read on these a little bit more, the role in AI in reducing falls is just beginning. It's going to be amazing to see what AI does in our communities going forward. I think I touched on this a little bit. We are locally and privately owned, so staff for us is amazing. We retain all of our staff. Our turnover is less than 2%. Resident turnover is less than 1%. So if you are on services, you're always going to have the same care staff assignment. So it will always be the same caregiver, same med tech. I myself have been with this company for about 12 years. Amy Malkin, our executive director, has been about 30 years. All of the managers in the facility have been there since we opened 10 years ago. So retaining staff and residents is super important to us. I think longevity builds great relationships with our residents and the community. Another thing I just really want to quickly touch on is we are also a green community. We just finished all the solar over the whole community and also put in new charging stations. So obviously a lot of our residents still drive. Electric cars are definitely something coming into the community. So we now have those charging stations. We have a new water filtration system. So just staying green is also super important to our community. Let's see. I do have these folders, so it does kind of touch on the floor plans that we offer. So if you want to take a look at those, we do have 4 different floor plans. I think I touched on the amenities just a little bit, but much like Silver Springs, we have a library, business center. We have an indoor therapy pool, so they do aqua fitness and water aerobics 4 times a week. We have lots of beautiful grounds. We don't have private patios on the rooms, but we do have lots of common outdoor spaces, lounges, fireplaces, etc. One thing we offer is every Thursday we do an open house from 8 to 10, no reservation needed. So if you were ever just curious what our community looked like or just wanted to stop in, have breakfast, take a tour, we do those every Thursday from 8 to 10. Otherwise, you would just reach out to me, and I'm happy to set up a tour with you and show you our beautiful community. Just really quickly, one of the things Cynthia talked about was planning ahead, and that's definitely something I would encourage. Right now, in this past week alone, I've toured 5 people who need memory care. My memory care waiting list has 16 people on it. I've admitted 1 person on that unit in the last 4 months. So you may not need it now, but it never hurts just to know what's out there. Our waiting lists, there's no obligation. We just take your name and phone number. But it definitely is essential to your future just to know what's out there and plan ahead, even though you may not need it now. Any questions for me? I have all my pricing in the folders over here. So there's 4 apartments with all the pricing and then the levels of care. So it explains it in detail on here. It is on my PowerPoint that I don't have, but there is a sheet, so it breaks down all your pricing and levels of care. Also, the private pay aspect and the long-term care policy. So obviously Medicare does not pay for senior living. It is an out-of-pocket expense unless you've paid for a long-term care policy such as Genworth or John Hancock. We, in our business office manager works directly with those. So when you move in, we would help you open your claim. Most policies have a 30, 60, 90-day waiting period. Once that waiting period is up, they will request all of our information, that pre-admission assessment. All of the care that you're receiving gets sent to your long-term care policy, and then they determine, what your coverage is and what they'll be covered. So we do work directly with those long-term care policies if you have them. Yes.
You mentioned that this was privately owned.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Correct.
owns it?
It is owned, Carl Zimmerman is our owner. So he is here in Green Valley. He used to own Santa Rita Nursing and Rehab, and then he owns Arroyo Gardens. Yes.
Me. The program that I think you called Help Any, that's not cameras in the apartments, that's some kind of motion.
It's all motion. It's all AI. There's no camera. There's no voice. Nothing like that. It's all motion detected.
Okay, and basically the AI is used to process what people's typical activities are, and then when
Correct.
something is out of the ordinary,
Correct.
there's an alert.
It notifies the care staff right away.
Thank you.
Any other questions for me? No? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. And now we have Tyler Miller and her family, and I'm going to let her or them introduce themselves. They're from Rosa Villa. Did I say it wrong? Villa Rosa. I'm close.
Okay. Good morning, Green Valley. How are you guys doing? Good. So nice to meet you. Thank you for having us. My name is Tyler. This is my husband, Greg, and this is our brother, Bryce. So we are excited to introduce you to a very different kind of assisted living and memory care. Okay, so our history and who we are. So we are family owned and operated since 2003, when Mom and Dad founded the Villa Rosa. We are founded on the belief that seniors deserve a home, not a facility. And we were built by a family that wanted something better for our own loved ones. So the Villa Rosa didn't start as a business idea, it started as a solution. So as we navigated care for our own family, we found that seniors tend to thrive in a true home-like environment where they are cared for. Let's see. So we strive to make every resident at the Villa Rosa basically our adopted grandparents. Oops. Okay, so continuing on that idea, our mission and why we care so much. So as mentioned, do I sound okay? Okay. As mentioned, every new resident becomes our family. They're not a room number to us. So we want to provide them with dignity and comfort, belonging. Our care is personal, intentional, and relational. So we celebrate birthdays. We know our residents' routines. We cherish their life story. And we provide care for them in a home that's calm and familiar and safe and full of meaningful relationships with all of us. So next we will hear from my husband, Greg, who's going to talk about our ownership and what that means to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, there we go. So we are a veteran-owned business. Our veteran background shapes how we lead through accountability, respect, self-service, loyalty, integrity, and honesty. These aren't just values we talk about. We live them ourselves, and we teach our children these same values. So we understand veterans as we've walked their paths ourselves. As a combat veteran myself, with 15 deployments, serving those who have served is not just a mission, it's personal. We are proud to be a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business, built on dignity, trust, and compassion. And that's all we have for the veteran stuff. That's you, or am I doing that one? Okay. So, with memory care. Memory care at the Villa Rosa is not a segregated section. Everybody comes together. We build it into how we care every day. Our small, familiar environment helps residents with memory loss feel safe, calm, and oriented. We keep consistent routines in bright, welcoming spaces. We encourage residents to stay connected to who they've always been. A former mechanic still enjoys fixing things around the house, and I think he helps Bryce with a few things, and we have another resident that spent a lot of her time raising children, and to this day she enjoys taking care of her dolls. I think next I'll hand it over to my brother to share about what makes the Villa Rosa so special.
Hi everybody, I'm Bryce. I'm Greg's brother. Cindy, thank you very much for giving us the chance and opportunity. Allie, thank you. I've known these two for a very long time. I've gone to high school with Allie, and I've known Cindy for a really long time. My mom started the home. The Villa Rosa is not only an assisted living home, it's a family. We do everything as a family. We are the extended family. We have families that involve us with them. When we provide care, it's my family and I providing it. My wife, Giovanna, she's there right now doing and holding down the fort. Her and I and my caregivers are going to be the ones doing the actual care. So you're talking and seeing the actual people that are providing the care that are in the home. We take care of all the realms of illnesses, from stage living to the end of life. So we're going to be able to take care of from life to death. About the Villa Rosa, go ahead and thank you. Medical, so just like these two other companies with Cindy and Allie, we're basically just a smaller community home where we provide almost the exact same care and that they too provide. We're just a smaller community. We're a more home-based environment. Our home is going to be available to everybody. Visitors are welcome at any time. What they're going to be able to do is come visit their loved ones, and they're in a home that they were lived in when they were in Green Valley. So we get people from all over the world coming to the Villa Rosa. We don't know what it does, but it's amazing that we get to take care of people that have heard from us from Australia, and they fly to the Villa Rosa, and we have no idea how that happened. So I'm usually the doorman that enters and welcomes everybody to the Villa Rosa. Greg and Tyler are going to be the background of making sure everything runs smoothly. So when you contact us, you're going to be talking to the people that you see here today. And that's going to be part of our care, is more personalized care with our residents. Go ahead, Tyler.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, so what makes us different? Bryce did a great job at explaining who you're going to be seeing on a day-to-day basis. That is the three of us. That is his lovely wife, Giovanna, as well as our four little ducklings up there. So we are a small, close-knit environment. We have consistent caregivers that residents and families truly know. And our family owners are present and involved, which is always nice to see. Every care team member is known personally. So in larger facilities, it might be easy to get lost, but at the Villa Rosa, all of our residents, all of our family members, all of the members of the care team are known and heard and seen and valued. And we celebrate all these little small moments together. So, okay, let's see if we can. Okay, so now that you've heard from all of us and seen most of our smiling faces in these pictures, these are some more of my favorites. So this is Grandpa and Uncle Brycey here teaching our tiny humans the ropes and laying the groundwork foundation for our brand new chicken coop in the backyard. Up on the top right is our little Cody picking some lemons for our lemonade here today. So let's talk about some key differences between a bigger facility and the Villa Rosa. So in a large facility, you may see high staff turnover, rotating caregivers, lots of corporate policies. For us at the Villa Rosa, you're going to see our smiling faces every day. You're going to have personalized care and, honestly, decisions that are made with heart.
What you don't see in these pictures is all the residents behind us watching us do the work. We should have turned the camera around and took a picture of everyone else. So when we're working and providing, just activities and stuff, it's everybody involved. It's who wants to be involved in it. So that's going to make it real pleasant for some residents.
Yeah, there's a lot of windows that look out into our backyard, and it's just ever expanding at this point. We've got lemon trees and tangerines. We planted some peaches and some plums. We got the chicken coop. It's a really sweet area for you to hang out with your loved ones or enjoy yourself. Okay, so everything that we've talked about so far translates into, say it with me, peace of mind for families. Yeah, that's right. So our families have direct access to ownership, transparent communication, and families often become part of our extended family. So very often I hear, family members saying, I can finally sleep at night, knowing that my loved one is truly cared for. And that's huge. So now, our family. So we may be smaller, but our heart's attention and commitment to our residents are anything but. This is us, 3 generations. So when you choose the Villa Rosa, you're choosing our family to care for yours. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Only 10 residents max at any given time. Mm-hmm. I see ya.
Your ratio of staff to your clientele, what would that be?
Same state regulations, it's always at least one certified caregiver to 10 residents. Most of the time during the day, you're gonna see at least 2 of us, if not all of us.
So is that, how much care are you giving exactly to?
So we're
Some
doing,
require more than others.
absolutely, so we're assisted living and memory care, and it's woven into all of the rooms. So we're doing laundry, we're doing 3 meals a day, we're doing snacks in between, we're helping with bathing, pretty much anything that you can think of at a larger facility, we do.
So
Go ahead.
that's a good question. Giovanna and I, my wife, her and I are the ones that are providing the care. So it's going to be two staff members, Giovanna and I during the day, and one night caregiver during the night.
Is there backup for something that would happen at night? You could call, yeah.
Absolutely, yes. We have 24-hour caregivers on staff, and that we have nursing just like these 2 other facilities, 24-hour nursing that is going to be available.
Great question. Does anybody else have any for us?
Just for clarification, when you were talking about veteran, you're talking about veteran-owned, you're not talking about you restrict the clientele to people who are veterans or veterans' families or anything like that.
We accept everyone,
Thank you.
including advanced cognitive decline. All 3 of us. We do. Yes. Go ahead. If you want. Activities.
Yeah, activities are going to be on a day-to-day basis. We're such an active home with 3 little kids, 4 little kids running around. We have them involved with the daily activities, so puzzles, lollipops, little kids stuff, animals and dogs and little horses are involved. So we're kind of a little farm. We have, chickens in the backyard for, fresh eggs and ducks and stuff. I've got a plethora of oranges and banana plants, which nobody knows they actually grow down here. So making and baking bread and being involved with the food prep, I do a lot of the cooking there. So when I start cooking, I usually have everybody watch me or tell me how they should cook. So, it's an involved little house. It's of an involved home.
We have residents who love to garden, so we involve them, just like Bryce was saying, outside. We have a cute little patio that wasn't really pictured, but a lot of our residents enjoy time out there with their loved ones. There's all sorts of crosswords and fidget things kind of scattered throughout the house. I think Greg talked about this a little bit too, but if, we try and incorporate things that residents love throughout their life in our home with very personalized activities for just them. But Bryce did say too, we've got bingo with candies and our kids run around. There was a picture I was trying to get back to. Valentine's Day, the girls pass out all the chocolates to all the residents. So it really is involved, and it's the whole family that's involving these residents in activities that they love to do. So we are on La Cañada, just north of Duval, in between Duval and Sarita. In between Duval and Sarita, very close to Animax Park, if you guys are familiar. I see ya.
Yeah. How do you price your services?
So I love this question. It's very easy. There's one price for everyone. It just depends if you want a private room or a semi-private room. Semi-private rooms are $4,500 a month, and private rooms are $5,500 a month. Very competitive.
Waiting list?
We have about 10 people on the wait list at the moment. So same as both ladies that have presented. If you are interested or you know somebody who would be interested, come stop by. We'd love to give you a tour. Any other questions? Okay, perfect.
Would you describe the facility? How does it look? I mean, you say it's a home, but what does it mean?
So okay, so there's 8 bedrooms, 6 of them are private, 2 of them are semi-private. As you walk in, it's a cute little, almost square pattern. We've got our bookshelf, we've got, off to the left is our first living room where it's a very calm, we usually have some music playing in there, there's a piano. There's 2 kind of separate wings of rooms. After you walk into that first living room, there's the big kitchen where you can find my brother most of the time. Out back, we've got the patio and all the chicken coop and all the plants and gardening type things. But yeah, there's more like 3 separate hallways of rooms. And another living room kind of back in between a couple hallways. Great question.
So it's separate from where you live, huh?
Yes, what's so nice about our little town or our little house is we have our main house, which is the assisted living home, and my dad and I and brother built our home that I live in. So we're 30 feet from the home, and we can provide 24 hours care, and I'm right next door, so I'm going to be able to help with any needs or any wants. My caregivers can provide that too as well.
What about parking?
Parking is absolutely great. So if we should have took a aerial view of Google, but I can park about 12 cars in the front yard. I've had people park all the way down the whole street for birthday events and passing events, and so our home kind of provides more of a hospice environment, more hands-on environment. We're going to take care of you. We're going to be involved with showering you. I'm the one that showers you. I have my wife that takes care of the ladies, and I usually take care of the men when we go into detailed of care.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Oh, he's got a question. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to ask, what are the 3 of your qualifications and certifications that you currently own and that are used within your facility?
So I am a registered nurse for about 9 years now. This is our certified caregiver, Bryce, and this is our veteran-owned owner, Greg.
So you're actually looking at the owner.
Yeah. And a special shout out to Dad back there too.
Helps with the yard work.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's just give all of our speakers another hand. Good presentations. Thank you, each one of you. And they're back here at their tables. They're going to be here for a bit. If you have any more questions or want to pick up some of their pamphlets that you didn't get, and don't forget the lemonade and the goodies that are on that side of the room, as well as the ones on the other. I want to just give some info. Hold on a second. Just want to tell you that our next session for Finishwell is coming up quickly. It's March 13th. And we're going to have Drew Blees from Blees Financial Services speaking to us. He's a financial planner, and he has titled his talk, it's a mouthful, A Faithful Finish, Putting Your Affairs in Order with Peace and Purpose. And he's going to be addressing legacy giving and answering questions about how to best pass on our assets. So you want to be sure and mark your calendars for that. Invite your friends and neighbors also. And sign-ups begin this Sunday, but we do have the sign-ups back on that white table if you want to get a head start. Also, I'd like to highlight something that Chris Humes, Chris, you want to raise your hand? Chris is going to be facilitating a class entitled Aging with Grace and Joy, and that's beginning March 5th at 1 p.m. That's on Thursdays. And she's got some great ideas on how to age well, which I believe complement our Finish Well ministry. So she's here today, so if you've got any questions, I'm sure she'll be happy to answer those. And any other questions? Okay, this all for this session. Keep working on whatever you need to do to finish well. Thanks for coming.